Can I borrow a volunteer? Give it in recess. Have a seat.
Is that the hypnotic?
Whichever you prefer. Whichever you think you'll go into more unconscious state. Can I borrow the mic, please? If you give it to him. Good. So, we'll do a short version of what you did. Could you give me a simple problem which you did not mention to your group? Otherwise, we don't want to mess up what they're doing with the group.
A real problem or?
A real problem, absolutely.
Trying to start my business.
Starting to start your business, all right? I can see that being a problem. Because no one wants to start a business. Why don't you just stop it? Is that really the problem, or are you having problems starting the business?
Yeah, it's a problem.
Okay, right. So he actually gave me an outcome, which is actually quite good, not the problem. So what's actually the problem with starting your business?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Yeah.
Have you started it?
No.
Have you not got clients? Have you actually got started with it? Or are you hesitating about starting it? Or
Yeah, there's a hesitation.
Got it. So you want to start a business, and you're hesitating about starting the business.
Yes.
And you're not entirely sure why you're hesitating about starting the business. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Thank you. So we now have a nice, simple problem to work with, right? So what do you want?
I'd like to have a successful business.
Right? Tell me more.
More along the lines of coaching, not
So
necessarily straight hypnotherapy.
So just for the people in the back, you want to do a more of a coaching business, more like hypnotherapy. Keep going.
Just don't know where to begin.
Right, that's what the problem is. So what do you want?
I like to have a good lifestyle.
To have a good lifestyle?
That's provided by the business, which
Okay.
and I'd like to be an easy process.
An easy process?
Finding clients and...
Okay, so you want a business where it's an easy process to start finding clients. If you had an easy process of finding clients, is that the outcome you want?
I think that would be a good start.
Okay, so if you found a process for finding clients, you'd feel that you have started your business properly. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So how do you find clients? How do people find clients?
There's business meetups, there's networking meetings, that kind of thing.
So there's business meetups, network meetings, so on. How do people find clients? So tell me more.
Advertising.
Keep going.
Word of mouth, referrals.
Keep going. So that's all the techniques that they use. So what are the processes? How do people, because you have all the same choices and each business chooses different elements. How do they choose that?
I don't think the problem I'm having. I don't know.
Right, and if you did know...
Yeah, I would be a lot farther along.
Right? Do you see how he's now beginning to struggle with his outcome? So can I share a magic question with you now? Right? So you have an idea of what the outcome should be, right? Easy finding clients. Yeah. You know other people are doing it in some ways. You're aware of at least the techniques like networking meetings and business groups and having chats and conversations and so on, right?
Correct.
What we don't know is how those people do that. Even though you know what they do, you don't quite know how they organize themselves to get that done. Is that right?
Correct.
So what's all that like?
It's frustrating.
Frustrating, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you... Right, I presume you don't want the frustration, right?
No.
So if you could do what they're doing, what would that be like?
I'm assuming it would be a lot easier.
It would be a lot easier, right? So again, notice he's still focused on the problem, right? So when things are being easy, what's that like?
The immediate thing I heard was a feeling. I would feel
You would feel?
Easier.
You would feel easier. Whereabouts in your body?
Probably in my head, because that's
Right.
where everything gets muddled.
So it would feel easier in your head,
Yeah.
right? Does that have a size or a shape?
My head? Or the
feeling. I certainly hope your head has both size and shape.
It's kind of oatmeal right now, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, it would just more like... I want to say complete, so it'd be...
Complete?
Yeah.
Keep going?
There'd be a fullness inside.
Okay. So what kind of fullness is that fullness?
Are you looking for a quality or just a...
What kind of fullness does that seem to be to you?
I don't know. I can't imagine that.
You can't imagine that yet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right? So you see, he starts to need some metaphors here, right? So if someone could have that sense of completeness and fullness. Would you recognize that?
I'm not sure. I'm pretty good with signal recognitions and spotting things.
So it's good with signal recognition and spotting things. Go on.
And I'm sure I could notice when somebody's successful.
You can notice when someone's successful.
And they're having the kind of success that I would want.
So you can tell when someone's having the success, the results,
yes,
right?
The results.
So do you know people like that?
Not in this industry.
What about another industry?
Richard Branson.
Great. So does he have this completeness, this fullness that you're thinking of?
I would say so.
So if you had what he did, what would that be like?
Probably be very successful.
Yeah. What would that be like for you, though?
It's a good question.
To ease it a little bit, if you thought a different context or situation that would feel the same but is totally different, what would that be?
Different context is other than business?
Absolutely, exactly. Totally different context other than business. It could be different objects, it doesn't have to be to people, but something that to you feels the same way as this does, only has nothing to do with business.
Yeah.
By the way, are we beginning to get the work done?
Yeah.
You keep going, and I'll talk elsewhere. What's he hunting for right now? What's he looking for? Not a solution. He already thinks he knows the solution is. What's he really hunting for? He's looking for a metaphor to explain the complexity that his conscious mind can't quite grasp yet. So we wait.
Totally different context. Would be easy.
Well, where maybe people, things, animals, whatever, are struggling. It's in a similar sort of way. And yet, some members of that group aren't. And they have more of a fulfillment, completeness. By the way, right now, he's also starting to solve the problem, because the part of the problem is, do you see where was his attention cycling before? His attention kept cycling back into the problem. Every time we tried to get out of it, it looped really elegantly back into it, right? Which tells us he's practiced this problem a lot, right? He's been a very diligent at practicing that. Yes, very briefly, as he's thinking.
He almost looks like he's looking now for the problem.
It looks like he's looking for a problem now. Well, he is, because he's got to compare contrast. He's got to find a context that feels like the problem, so he can find a context that mirrors the solution.
Because the solution is there, and now he's looking for a problem
to match that. Exactly. So he's doing all the work for us, right? He's connecting problem world with outcome world, and I get to just sit here. It's a hard question, isn't it? Yeah. But really think about it. What is that like? What does it feel like? Just at the top of your head, what comes to mind? It could be an image, it could be a memory, it could be a situation, something you heard, something you read.
The thing that came to mind was playing as a child.
So the thing that came to mind was playing as a child. So how is playing as a child like the fulfillment and the completeness that you were looking for?
What I heard was, when you play as a child, you're not worried about anything that's. There's only that.
So when you're playing as a child, there's only whatever you're playing with.
Yeah,
and there's no concerns about anything else, right?
Correct. Yeah.
There's no concern about anything else. Yeah. And does that child have a sense of fulfillment?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's his world. That's what he's doing. That's all he is interested in.
Absolutely.
And he gets joy out of whatever toy or whatever puzzle or whatever he's solving or whatever he's doing.
Right. So if a child entered the room and there was just all these toys everywhere, just filled with toys, they might have that sort of overload. It's like, where do I go? What do I play? And if these are all new toys, he has no idea how to play with them because he's not seen them before. He's not been taught how to play with them before. He doesn't know what the games are. I wonder what a child like that would do. Would he get caught up in worrying about which one to do? Would he breeze around and say, what's there, what's available, pick one thing up, no, this is interesting, and put it down and look at some other things? Or would a real child go in and go, this is amazing, and then grab one thing and grab another thing and another thing, puts them right in front of him and starts playing and just having fun with what's right there? And then he gets enjoyed. Now, he may not be playing with it the way that all the other children's were. He might not be playing with this the way it was designed to be played with. But as long as he's having fun, does it matter?
No.
Because it's doing its job, right?
It's fulfilling the need.
It's fulfilling the need. It's fulfilling the need. Right? What else fulfills that need?
For the child? Or just in general?
Yeah. Now we are in part 2.
I'm just thinking of things that are fulfilling. I mean, I could go into different...
Sure.
Like food.
Food? In what ways food? Like succeeding in business.
First thing I heard was satiating.
Satiating, right?
Not only does it calm a physical need, but you can get enjoyment out of it through taste and experience.
You get enjoyment from the taste and the experience, right? Yeah.
Because there's a visual aspect, there's the olfactory aspect, the gustatory aspect.
The whole experience is built up by it, and then the diner would appreciate the experience as much as the actual nutrition, right?
Correct.
Sort of like if a hungry person, like a homeless person, was walking around, and it'd be a real torture if you can imagine that if he was in a town, lots of restaurants, but he can't afford them. So he's window shopping, he's looking inside, seeing all those people eating, and he knows that that's what he would really like, but he's not sure he's allowed to go inside. But of course, if instead of him thinking, I've got to go and wait until I've got enough to go inside. There's a place in, I think it's New York, a pizza place, which I think is amazing. What they do is, they sell their slices for, I don't know, $1 a go, whatever, and they give you an option when you buy your pizza slice. If you want to pay an extra $1 to pay it forward, we'll put a little post-it note on the wall, and a homeless person can come inside the shop, choose one of these post-it notes with a little message, bring it to the front table and say, I'd like a pizza, please. It feeds the people who can't afford to feed themselves. So if a homeless person is so busy looking through the window, what if he just knocked? Perhaps someone from inside might come out and invite him in. I have a sense that a person like that would really appreciate the meal.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
More so than the average diner. Because for a person like that, the fulfillment, the satisfaction coming from, being on the streets, that would be an amazing gift to give to someone, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be great.
Now, I apologize, I just fell off there. So remind me again, what's that fulfillment like? Do you see less struggle this time?
Yeah.
Do you see less struggle going on? Do you feel less struggle, by the way?
Yeah.
Right? Keep going.
I've done something similar for...
Have you?
Yeah.
How did that feel?
It was great.
So what did you do?
I was in San Francisco, and we were eating Chinese food, and at the end of the meal, my friend says, hey, let's all put in, and we'll just get different little pots of things,
right,
and just hand them out on the way to homeless people.
So first in the back, he was in San Francisco at a Chinese restaurant with some friends. When they finished their meal, they all put some money in a pot to buy a whole selection of food, and then people take out of the restaurant and give it to the homeless, right?
With napkins and utensils.
Right.
And
how did it feel to be in a position to be able to do that?
Felt really good.
Yeah? Yeah. Yeah. See, I can imagine a situation where, a homeless person who has been hungry for a long time, and people exist like that, of course, And then an act of kindness made from a stranger invites them inside. And when they go inside the restaurant, then they, of course, get fed and they have that sense of fulfillment. But of course, there's always that fear, will this happen? Is this a one-off or can I do it again? And what I really love is hearing the success stories of people who've been there. Then they begin to turn their life around. That little act of kindness gives them enough faith in themselves that they do something. They maybe have the courage to ask for a job or have the courage to say, well, can I do something back for you for this gift you gave me? And somehow the synergy develops. Can you imagine someone who came from there, or how they would act once they had a stable income, success, could eat at any restaurant they wanted to? What do you think the chances are they'd do what you did?
Great.
They'd be high, right?
Yeah, a lot of benevolence.
Will it be fulfilling?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to apologize to you because I really don't know how to fix the problem you have. But I have a sense that you have... I have a sense that you have some ideas, don't you?
Yeah.
Do they feel good?
Yeah.
Fulfilling?
Absolutely.
Starting to be complete?
Yes.
Yeah. But here's the crazy part. You have no idea how to get a client, do you? Right?
Right.
Except, you've been to a number of cities, right?
Yes.
Have you been to nature, like a wild park, something like that?
Yes.
And you, of course, realize somewhere intellectually in the back of your mind that the cities, the cars, all the skyscrapers, all the wonderful architecture, all the rest of it, is built upon a place that once looked like the wilderness.
Correct.
Who did that?
Depends on your philosophical...
What's yours?
I think it's over time and space. The Big Bang Theory created things coalesced and...
So who created the actual cities?
Oh, the cities were created by man.
Right. How? Did Neanderthal wake up one morning and said, I'm bored of fire. Caves suck.
There's no air conditioning.
I want a condo.
Near the beach.
Is that what happened?
No, over time, I think we, as a species, realized that we could use our internal knowledge.
Yeah.
To, there's always somebody that says, what would this be?
Tell me more about that.
Somebody, it's like how do you know that something's poisonous? One person had to do it first.
Yeah.
And how do you know something is good to eat? Somebody had to do it.
Yeah.
Turn to the other people and say, hey.
Somebody had to go first, right?
Yeah.
And probably more than somebody says that there's a number of people, and then once enough people had it, then they can pass it on to the next generation, right?
Correct.
And then what happens?
Societies get built.
How?
Agriculture comes into
What is the fundamental theme that runs through all of that? There are no instant cities. And for some caveman who was thinking of, what if we could stack caves on top of each other? That's a crazy dream. What's he lacking?
the first steps.
Yeah, he needs to be able to solve problems along the way, right?
Yeah.
So he goes from caves to maybe a raw hut, and from the huts they go to maybe mud bricks, from mud bricks to maybe... That's
Stones.
the whole evolving process. And what allows that to evolve? Is it nature giving man a hand? Or is man having to solve his own problems along the way?
He has to solve his own problems.
Right. So when you look around yourself, you are surrounded by a testament.
The problems can be solved.
Yeah. Compared to building a city, what's finding a client?
It's minuscule.
What's that like?
It's a lot easier.
Yeah? What's it like?
Simple.
Simple.
Yeah.
Simple like what? Yeah.
Like that.
Simple like what?
Yeah, I can't describe it.
Metaphorically.
Easy as 1, 2, 3.
Easy as 1, 2, 3. Right? The song or the kindergarten version?
The Jackson 5.
The Jackson 5?
Because then you skip 4 and you go right to 5.
And you go right to 5. So, that's interesting. So all you have to have is a little song in your heart, and you can skip straight to 5.
Yeah.
Nice. Very good. How do you feel, by the way?
I feel great.
You sure?
Yeah,
Well, I apologize about the whole problem thing, but at least we had a nice chat.
we did.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Give a round of applause.